let's make a lo-fi beat or something. Let's get the drum machine, groove agent, Halion, got the lo-fi piano. Things are a lot different when you stop really caring about the outcome. There we go. Let's go with the that one sounds good. Yeah, let's go drop some chords. BPM, let's go with like what, 70? No, let's go 60. Yeah, just stop caring so much. Let's see what we can make with this. Sounds like a solid chord progression here. Now we're gonna add some drums. Do we have any retro? We do. I don't like that snare. Yep, that works. Whoops, let's go ahead and change this to a drum map. Didn't take. Let's try it again. Oh, whoops. No map. This one has a drum map. There we go. I don't like that kick. Let's go through this shit. Alright, let's go look for some kicks. I like that one. Let's get another second kick. I feel like that one better. Kind of like that muted kick. It's not a bad snare. Let's see if we can do better though. I like this one better. That was not bad either. Hold on. I don't like that at all. That's not a good hi-hat, you know? Clean. That one's pretty good too. Yeah, we're placing that. Sounds the same though. Sounds better. This one sounds better than this one. Okay. That was not bad. Yeah, unless you're getting replaced. Don't need that. Let's see what 5 is pretty good. 9 was pretty good. Yeah. This sounds pretty good so far. What's in this? Yeah, I think that's good enough. Alright, let's go ahead and drop some drums. Start off with some muted drums. Oh, did I double click? Did I add it? Yeah, I did. Let's duplicate this and let's add a pad, shall we? Not bad. Not a bad start. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, we got some basic chords laid down. Let's see what we got. These are way too loud. All right, next we need some. We're gonna need some sort of soft talking ambience. Yeah, I think this is what we need. All right, let's cut into this like about. Let's get about here. Let's cut somewhere around here.
Turns his back on the attached to this nation, but it also gives us that hard will needed to fulfill our attached to this nation. But it also gives us that hard will.
Feel like we missed a little bit of something here.
Suffering and hardships makes us even more attached to this.
Okay, we're starting to get somewhere.
The fact that this defense is fraught with incalculable misery, suffering and hardship.
All right, I'll be back with the rest of this.
Incalculable misery, suffering.
All right, I did enough of this. I think I'm just gonna arrange it at this point. Remember, there's no finished product. There's no perfect masterpiece. There's just the joy of creating the music. Let's go ahead and listen to what we have so far. I'm just gonna do it like that. Do one more.
The fact that this defense is fraught with incalculable misery, suffering and hardships makes us even more attached to this nation, but it also gives us that hard will needed to fulfill our duty even in the most critical struggles. That is, not only to fulfill our duty toward the decent, noble Germans, but also our duty toward those few infamous ones who turned their backs on their people. In this faithful battle, there is therefore for us but one command. He who fights honorably can thus save his own life, lives of his loved ones. But he who, because of cowardice or lack of character, turns his back on the nation shall inexorably die an ignominious death. That National Socialism succeeded in awakening and strengthening this spirit in our German people is a great achievement. Only when this mighty world drama will have died away and the bells of peace are ringing will realization come of what the German people owes to this spiritual renaissance, no less than its existence in this world. Only a few months and weeks ago, Allied statesmen openly outlined the German fate. Thereupon, they were warned by some newspapers to be more intelligent and rather to promise something, even though nobody intended to keep this promise later. As an inexorable National Socialist and a fighter for my people, I now wish to assure these statesmen, once and for all, that every attempt at influencing National Socialist Germany through slogans, lies and distortions presupposes a simple-mindedness unknown to the Germany of today. The fact that political activities and lies are inextricably linked in a democracy is of no consequence. Decisive is that every promise given by these statesmen to a people is today quite meaningless because they are not in a position ever to fulfill any such promise. This is as if one sheep promised another sheep to protect it against the tiger. I herewith repeat my prophecy. England will not only not be in a position to control Bolshevism, but her development will unavoidably evolve more and more towards the symptoms of this destructive disease. The democracies are unable to rid themselves now of the forces they summon from the steppes of Asia. All the small European nations who capitulated confident of Allied assurances are facing complete annihilation. It is entirely uninteresting whether this fate will befall them a little earlier or later. What counts is its implacability. The Kremlin Jews are motivated only by tactical considerations. Whether in one case they act with immediate brutality or in another case with some reticence, the result will always be the same. Germany, however, shall never suffer this fate. The guarantor thereof is the victory achieved 12 years ago within our Whatever our enemies may plot, whatever sufferings they may inflict on our German cities, on German landscapes, and above all, on our people, all that cannot bear any comparison with the irreparable misery, the tragedy that would befall us if the plutocratic Bolshevistic conspiracy were victorious. Therefore, it is all the more necessary on this 12th anniversary of the rise to power to strengthen the heart more than ever before and to steel ourselves in the holy determination to wield the sword no matter where and under what circumstances until final victory crowns our efforts. On this day, I do not want to leave any doubt about something else. Against an entire hostile world, I once chose my road according to my inner call and strode it as an unknown and nameless man to final success. Often they reported I was dead, and always they wished I were, but in the end, I remained victor in spite of all. My life today is with an equal exclusiveness determined by the duties incumbent on me.
Perfect. And then we cut it right there. Not bad for about 25 minutes. But yeah, that's the track. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't really care too much about the outcome. Just have fun. That was fun. And that's how I stopped caring so much about the end result and just had more fun creating things. Hope you enjoyed the track.
The fact that this defense is fraught with incalculable misery, suffering, and hardships makes us even more attached to this nation. But it also gives us that hard will needed to fulfill our duties, even in the most critical struggles. That is, not only to fulfill our duty toward the decent, noble Germans, but also our duty toward those few infamous ones who turn their backs on their people. In this faithful battle, there is therefore for us but one command. He who fights honorably can thus save his own life